Well, hello there, Apple Bites. This is your Apple Bite, Written Writ Ralph, talking to you straight from our show here, Apple Bite. So we take a bite out of the apple and share it with you. And of course, Wham Stand has this beautiful mic right here, all ready to go with its Whamblum. And of course, you know why I'm bringing this out here. It's because right now we're doing that contest where you nominate your favorite podcasters and we throw them into a little spinning wheel, and soon somebody will win one of these beautiful babies right here, which is amazing. And they will get their own Whamblum as well. And of course, we will get the nominators and throw them into the wheel as well, a different wheel, and they will win something as well from Wham Stand. Wham Stand, Wham Stand. There you have it, folks. This is a beautiful mic. You know you want it. Wham Stand does amazing work and makes things stand out, especially at a convention where you want things to be up so that people can see it from across the room. You know, and you can't miss stuff like this from Wham Stand. So check them out. And of course, remember, you can nominate here. We lost somebody. You can nominate here in the comment section. And that's just funny. I thought it was going to be me first. And that way, you nominate your podcasters right there in the comment section, as well as on the videos that we have on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And yes, here we have it. All our beautiful folks here. Right now, we have a bunch of regulars, but that makes sense when it's spooktacular. So, you guys all ready for Halloween?
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, as ready as all of us.
Really
Got a little bit of decorations, yeah.
I have a very unique costume. I bought one werewolf paw.
So are you Michael Werewolf?
Well, I don't know. I didn't really name myself yet, but yeah, I'll have a long sleeve shirt and a werewolf paw, and that's it.
It's an original invention.
It'd be like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, well, my children wanted to go to Halloween, the Spirit of Halloween, and I was supposed to be going to a Halloween party, which got canceled because a tree fell in the backyard.
Oh no!
That's on theme.
Yeah, kind of. And I was like, well, what am I going to wear? I'm not going to really get dressed up in a costume, so a werewolf paw. There we go. That works.
Mid transition. You just started the transformation.
I'm just starting the transition.
Yeah.
You can run around going, ah, ooh, ah.
And if the moon is a little bit, is full, it's really,
You know what you do is you wear a Letterman's jacket.
Oh God! Dylan just said, "Oh God!"
Yeah, right, exactly. An American werewolf or American Werewolf in London. Michael.
Oh man,
Folks, Michael J. Fox, right?
Say that again.
No, that was Teen Wolf.
Oh, Teen Wolf. Right. That's
it was
right.
Teen Wolf. He had the thing. So did Michael Jackson. Thriller.
Yes.
Really, yeah.
Sort of the hybrid of Michael Jackson and a wolf.
Oh, that's what I'm saying, because you're already wearing one glove.
Yeah.
Oh man, folks! Of course, here in Bitten AppleTV land, we love Halloween and all the beautiful fixings that happen with Halloween. It's just one of the reasons why we do this spectacular, because it's just spectacular. So you know what? Let's jump right into this. Dylan and Lane, why don't you tell the people all the beautiful stuff? Give them the spiel.
Oh boy!
All right. It's been a while. Come on, everybody. I don't think we've met a lot of people on the show tonight, but my name is Dylan.
I'm Lane.
We co-write a comic book series called Starside. It's like a sci-fi fantasy comic series. When our main character Jack gets ripped away from his ordinary life on Earth by an alien invasion, he gets brought deeper into the universe where there's a whole sort of civilization that's been going on isolated from Earth, and there's conflicts and war, and Jack's just trying to get back home. And so this is sort of the first chapter of this ongoing space opera where
so we're kickstarting volume 1 for the first time. We have 7 issues out. Last year we kickstarted issue 7, and now finally we are collecting all 7 issues. So it's 216 pages. It's a big a big honkin' volume for the first story arc of volume 1. And so, yeah, like Dylan said, it's a sci-fi fantasy. It's definitely like a fish out of water story, just a regular kid who is thrown into this very, Star Wars inspired, but with a little bit of magic and fantasy influence as well, universe that he never knew existed. And he's trying to get back to Earth, and he just meets some interesting characters along the way who help and hinder. So we are excited about. We have both a soft cover book and a hardcover, extremely limited collector's edition hardcover that's actually sold out last time we checked the Kickstarter.
Whoa!
Still have soft covers, plenty of soft covers available. So yeah, that's Starside.
I gotta say, I'm really excited to see that you guys are doing really well in this Kickstarter.
Thank you.
And I was like, and it was fun to like just sit there and go, look at it go up, look at it go.
That's always fun. We like to keep seeing those numbers go up.
This is so cool. So the hardcover is limited edition, right?
It is, yeah.
Yes.
We
I
printed
got one. You guys gonna sign it for me or what?
Ooh.
Did you get it?
It's like, yes, I got it.
All right.
Yeah, I've been showing this Kickstarter on the show a couple times. So, certain people got like a little preview and they were able to go over there and get it when you still had it.
Thank you.
Can you hold it up again?
We put 50 on the Kickstarter and then 50 more hardcovers we still have. It was a total of 100 of them. So we'll have them at conventions and stuff too. So yeah, if you don't get one on the Kickstarter, come see us in person and then you can still get one.
There you go, folks.
That's awesome. Can you hold it up again?
You know how it works, man. We like the first gets it, first stuff gets it. We're collectors, so we get it right now.
Yeah.
Look how beautiful that thing looks.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh man. I
On
can't
the
wait.
inside, we got the number stamp.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
It's number 0.
0 of
That's a
100.
nice touch.
So you guys will do like a metallic ink marker on the inside for me. That'd be great. I appreciate it.
You know,
Alright.
they're all individually wrapped.
That's true.
We kind of forgot we did that.
Oh wow!
Sign it. I'm okay with that.
Okay. Noted.
I'm gonna read it anyway, so
That's true. That's true. All right. Jot down a note.
We may be collectors, but we're gonna rip it open.
Yeah. As you should.
It's 7 issues, and do you think that's part of the fact that, or why you're the bigger success? Because you guys are almost at 5,000.
I don't know. I have a hard time answering that question, I guess, because we'll consider this a success when it's over and like
we get you.
The money number doesn't mean as much to us as the backer number.
Right.
And we have a hard time not comparing ourselves, A, to other people, of course, and B, to ourselves in our past campaigns. And so we're just kind of holding our breath, being like, I hope some more people discover us. Obviously, we're super duper grateful for the 92 people who have backed already and are following the journey and are there. Like, obviously, that doesn't mean nothing to us. We just, we're hard on ourselves and we want to get the story out to as many people as we can. But yeah, I hope that people do see a lot of value in it because it is 7 issues, which is a huge volume. Plus, issue 7 is the length of an issue and a half. It was how many pages?
It was like 35 or
35 or 36 pages in issue 7. So there's a lot of story there.
And it's funny because usually people only do 5 issues. You're doing 7 issues.
Yeah,
well, that wasn't quite by design. We're doing. Everybody who backs it will get an audio commentary, and so as we've been kind of going through each issue, we just did the one for issue 4, which is sort of a spiritual end for.
Yeah, like we absolutely could have ended volume 1 there,
but where we kind of knew the rest of this arc, so to speak, ended. It just didn't feel right with doing another 4-issue volume.
Not enough had happened yet.
Yeah, it just felt like we're gonna make this one like a sort of jam-packed one. We're kind of setting the stage, and also too we still are somewhat inexperienced in learning as we do this. We started this in 2018, so what we thought was a good arc, sort of changed throughout our journey. Yeah. And now that we've kind of completed one, we can go into volume 2 with a lot more
Yeah,
an
lessons
understanding,
learned, and
lessons learned, and definitely maybe focus it up a little bit more. Not that this wasn't focused; it is very kind of straightforward, but we're trying to maybe do a little
structuring
much,
it for volume 2. We're definitely outlining a lot more than we did for volume 1. For volume 1, we just kind of were like, here's our idea, and we're gonna start writing it.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Oh man, I feel like the more time passes, the more epic the story feels, and I think that's what you're saying. Like when you hit 4, you were like, wait a minute.
Just getting going. Yeah.
Right.
Oh man, but that's what we want. We want epic from our star stories. Yeah, star stories.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because that's what you want. You want this whole beautiful world that you dive into, that you're a part of, that you're enjoying. You just want to be a part of it.
Yeah, bring that universe to life. That's
Exactly.
right. We really take our time telling the story because we want the universe to feel very alive and breathing, and have those moments to like sit with something that's happening, or just like take in the world. And so it makes it long.
But that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's also the beauty of being independent currently. We're kind of like, we only answer to ourselves. And so if we have an idea, we think it's going to be cool to stay on the page, well, we're just going to do it.
Yeah.
Hey, Dash. That's the same for us to have a great show. And so far, it's a great show already. I gotta say, so let me ask you this. You've been working the epic, and it's one of those questions that Lucas gets as well, because people always ask him, did he have the bigger picture there the whole time? Sometimes Lucas says yes, he did. Sometimes Lucas says no, he didn't.
Yeah.
So with you guys, was it there the whole time, or as the stories progressed, has it kind of changed?
We have like big, I call tentpole moments, I guess you can call them, scattered throughout. Not as much in volume 1 as much as we have like for the rest of the story.
We definitely like knew where it was heading and where the story was going to end before we started.
Yeah, just volume 1, I think, had a lot more. I think we started without maybe a little bit of early game planning. We had a lot more later game planning. Because that's where all the good stuff is, But no, I mean, I think we also kind of, we work collaboratively with our artist Jordan, and he's also a really good storyteller. And so when we think we kind of have an idea, and then he kind of hits us with a question, and we're like, oh, actually, this might not work. We kind of change things on the fly, and we've
also just like, even though we have had the big picture in general in mind from the get-go, it has still changed. So the answer is both.
Yeah.
Because like we'll the sort of structure of how this big picture story is going to be told, I think we're sort of condensing it a little bit in our mind, like taking where there might have been like a big time jump, or just like a lot of time in between events where characters grow. We're like, oh, maybe it doesn't take as long as we originally thought, kind of a thing. And so, yeah, a bit of both.
That's how it is. That's the nature of the beast. It's the nature of the story. Sometimes the journey, and knowing where you're going to end doesn't mean the whole journey to get there.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. That journey can change very much.
Oh, definitely
change. We'll see.
That's why flashbacks are amazing, because how do we get here?
Yeah.
So I just love the whole process of storytelling, because you like we're saying now, you may know where this is going, but you don't know what it took to get there.
Sure.
Which is really important.
Yeah,
sure.
We're
gonna. I mean, I know a lot about the sort of making of Star Wars, but we just ordered this book, Lucas Wars, which is like a graphic novel of the making of Star Wars, and I think that's got a lot. It's like a good example of that idea of like, love it or hate it, but the journey to make Star Wars happen wasn't as simple as just throw a bunch of people on a soundstage and record. And there's a lot of it's a lot of trials and tribulations, and it changes things, and it makes you a different person. And
it's so funny though, because Lucas actually got a lot of rejection, and people think this was like like this, but no, he got a lot of rejection before he made what he finally made.
It's
You
true.
know, he actually started off making something else. It wasn't Star Wars.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that before.
Mhm. He started off making something else, and they told him no.
Yeah.
And then he started making Star Wars, and everywhere he went to, they told him no. Finally, he was able to get it all together and get it done. It's the journey of the story is in many places, as well as getting to where you got to go.
Yeah, whenever people seem like an overnight success,
Oh.
it never is the case.
I always hate when people think that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's such a nice reminder that there's always a ton of work before, whatever goal you are reaching for, you hit it,
And I like to remind that of people, because sometimes they kind of knock themselves out because they oh my God, they did this, they did that, it was an overnight success. And I'm like, no, it was a journey to get there.
Yeah.
You'll have your own journey. So if you've stumbled a couple of times, that's okay. That happens.
Yeah. And we learn.
Yeah. We move forward, folks. We keep moving forward. So I've put the link into the comment section there, because I don't want to hear, Ralph, you didn't put the link in the comment section, so I'm not going to go look for it.
Right there. See it.
So folks, go check it out. We'll bring them back. We'll bring up the whole thing again near the conclusion of the show, so we can remind you, because I know you people are forgetful.
Attention spans aren't what they used to be.
Oh no, at all. So Jay, you have some interesting new news, especially because I've been watching the Instagram.
Yeah.
You've been posting all these beautiful cards.
Yeah. I mean, the last month has just been wild. So for all of you who don't know who I am Jay, and I co-created a game called Hit Point. It's a card-based combat and tabletop RPG. In addition to cards, it uses dice, actions, reactions, weapons, and armor. The goal is to overcome your opponents and be the last one standing. So we had our Kickstarter in April of 2024. We actually launched on Bitten Apple, which was awesome. That was
Yes,
an
we
awesome
did.
launch
It was a blast, man.
event.
Talk about rolling for initiative.
I know. And then we fulfilled last November the Kickstarter. So we've had product in hand since November of last year. This last month, we found a new printer which produces beautiful, beautiful foil cards, which we've been looking for months. I'll pull some out here. I don't know if you could even you can't really see.
Got it. It looks good.
The video that Ralph showed.
It's so funny because with the blur, it makes it look 3D.
Yeah. Oh, I know. But yeah, so we found this printer that had printed beautiful cards. So we made these collector packs, which is what you're seeing on the screen now. And so Ralph, ready? The last 2 weeks, 2 Long Island stores bought from us.
Ooh.
Stocked our product, sold us out.
Damn.
One of them wants to throw a launch party on December 18th. So whoever's
all right,
listening,
so I know where I'm going to be on December
your
18th.
calendar. Yeah, more details to come for sure. And
because I got to get my cards.
yeah. I feel like I've given you stuff over the years, right?
Oh no, I have cards, but I want these cards.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you definitely need to get those.
Look at that! Look! I love myself a Sword in the Stone type of thing, and this looks just amazing.
Yeah, their printing is phenomenal. We spent months trying to find someone of this quality. We went through at least 8 different printers. It was a journey, but I needed to find someplace that printed things to the quality that I wanted, and we finally did, which is awesome. And yeah, I mean, the last like I said, the last month it's just been crazy. It's been talking to local game stores, doing retail sales, we have an ambassador program now, so we have 4+ events a month, which back in January we were doing 1 event a month.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty surreal what has happened this last few weeks. Um, so yes, definitely more to come, and it's all like super exciting stuff.
I
But
see a con
it's
appearance
been
here.
what'd you say?
I see a con appearance here.
Yes, on November 15th. These are the same people who run the Long Island TCG show. They're
Ooh,
doing Extravacon at I think it's Melville.
I see. It's Hilton, Long Island. Oh,
Yeah.
so it's in the same hotel that they do the other show.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, I
So
like that hotel. I've been there for a couple of conventions actually. It's a great place.
yeah, yeah, I'm very excited for this one. It's my first time at Extravacon. I don't know how long they've had Extravacon going, but this would be my first time there. So, but the Long Island TCG show is fantastic.
Oh, I love them,
Yeah,
and I've seen them at their show like twice now.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
We started last November and then in May, and we're gonna be back in May too. So,
It's a good show. And it's a trade card show, and you guys are trade cards.
right. Yeah, exactly.
So tell the people a little bit about the game, so that because we're already salivating over the cards.
Yeah, yeah. So the reason we made this and the inspiration that came from this is really, you know, I love trading cards. I love tabletop RPGs. So why not make a game that has both? And so we made a card game, trading cards similar to your Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh. You open booster packs, you build your own deck, and you face off against opponents. But we made those same cards transferable to a tabletop RPG. So we have our own original RPG rules. You grab yourself a game master, and they actually also make encounters using the same cards, building decks for like your enemies that you'd face in game. It's a D20 system, so it's very familiar to most people who have played tabletop RPGs in the past. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. It's meant to be simple. It's meant to be quick. It's meant to be fun. So that's kind of really how what we strive for. And we started playtesting for our second set. Um, and yeah, it's been a lot. It's been a lot, a lot of work. Awesome.
Oh man, I just love this. I It's just amazing, and I know I've been with you on this journey for a long time. Folks, I know
Yeah.
we've been doing this for 10 years, but I love the story. I met you over at Hudson Yards because you were doing this event that was on the
Mhm.
outside, and me and Kadama just happened to be passing by, and I'm
Yeah.
like, "Hey, dude, that guy's doing something with D&D over there." And I love the boxes. The boxes were amazing.
Yeah. So
You guys,
actually,
yeah.
I got some good news for you then.
Ooh,
Um, we're not doing the boxes anymore. For
I know
those
that.
of you who don't know, I used to do these one-shot boxes. So we made D&D 5th edition content. We actually made cards that were themed with a themed candle, themed dice, some miniatures. So it was just like a whole experience in a box. But we are that is being using as wow.
I know
We're
words
using that
sometimes. Don't
as
worry.
inspiration for our new starter decks. So our starter decks are going to be, those themed boxes for our classes, and they're going to have colored dice. You obviously have the deck, like a little like lore and backstory postcard with some information like on the class in our world. So it's definitely gonna have that feel as the one shot boxes used to have.
Oh my god, I love
Yeah,
those boxes. You guys got really creative with them. It was so much fun to see what you guys were doing.
yeah,
You
they were
took a
really
lot of
cool.
that and put it into this, though.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Oh man, and how far away is the full game?
What full game?
The whole role playing aspect of the whole.
Yeah. So the rules are on our website.
Right.
So we are, and I've been saying this for a really long time, but we're still making the adventures. It just
Yeah,
takes
I know.
so long,
That's a whole
so
other
long.
animal. Yeah.
Yeah, I have I have everything like really rough and dirty. And we're just kind of chugging through. I've been through a few different like writers for it, and it's something that I'm putting attention to definitely as we grow because we want people to enjoy the adventures that we make too. Um, we have on our website also the narrative. So people who want to know the backstory of our cards and our game, I'm working on that, and so that narrative also it'll align with the adventure. So you could play in our narrative if you wanted to, which is a kind of a cool thing, I think.
Oh, I
But
love
yeah,
that.
it's a lot to put together, and we're churning away.
Dude, I was impressed when you said you were putting all this together because I'm like a card game that can be as an RPG.
Yeah.
I have to say I love the fact that the card game alone, is fun as heck. Even without the larger campaign attached to it, which is funny because as soon as you put this out there, everybody wanted these cards. I remember that first convention that you did. They were like, "So you have them? We'll buy them right now."
Yeah, I know. I don't even remember. We did conventions for like 2 years before we actually launched the Kickstarter.
Yeah. Hmm.
Back when I even still have like the old prototype cards, and every
I
time I look
remember
at them,
those.
I'm just like, wow, how far we've come.
Oh man, folks, I'm telling you, this is a blast. It's a fun game, and it's only going to get better because they're going to keep moving forward. They're going to keep evolving. It's like we getting in on the beginning of the story.
Yeah, for sure. And we have a great community that we're building. We have a Discord. Even if you're just interested in the game, definitely check out the Discord, ask them questions. It's a great community that we're building.
Look at those beautiful cards. I gotta say, like, they all look like bangers. Usually, like when you have a card set, you sit there and you go, "Okay, that's okay."
Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, we're super stoked with how these came out. It was, like I said, months of putting all this together and finding the right printer, and I couldn't be happier. Couldn't be happier with it.
Like I like to say, folks, you can always see the passion in the project. It's just like Dylan and Lane with their Star Side. You can see the passion. Jay and his Hit Point, you can see the passion, which is always a great thing. And that's why you folks, you need to make sure that your passion stays into your project.
Right.
Don't lose that passion, folks.
Yeah, I just started following you, Jay. It's awesome. I mean, the video that Ralph was displaying doesn't do justice to your
Oh
page.
no, it doesn't.
Incredible.
Oh, thank you.
Go watch the videos on Instagram because it looks so much better.
Now, just this just sheer amount of content you have is incredible. It's really great.
Dude,
Thank you. Yeah,
my favorite thing is still that video that you made.
Oh yeah, I know.
That thing did well for you, right?
Yeah, it did really well. I kept getting made fun of for my long hair, but that's okay. We've been overdue for another one, so there will be more.
There will be more. All right, Mr. Clifford. It's so funny because you're here for a whole other reason. It's not the usual ho ho ho.
It's not the usual ho ho ho. Not at all. It's this is a book. This is a year-round book. It's actually book 1 of 3. So yeah, it just got released last on the 17th.
Oh, that's right.
And
You told me it was like right there, coming right up.
Coming right up. Yeah, it's through a very small publisher, 4 books a year. Called Flat Soul Studio, and he calls it Tempest Books. So it's actually Dream Girl. She's the magical girl in book 1, but she has her own book in book 2. So that's actually, these are my photos that I sort of attached to.
Wow.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So I guess I chose this little excerpt because it kind of deals with some of the themes. There's the cover, and I think that I sent you some video too, right, Ralph?
I think I do have, but I'm on your Instagram right now, so I think you have it on your Instagram, right?
It is on the Instagram. There is the Instagram.
All right, let's see.
If you go, that's my photos too. The one over there. Actually, this one is a trailer with a skull.
This one right here.
Yeah, that one.
I'm saying. You set the mood there, brother.
There's some Halloweeny stuff for you, right?
It
Am I allowed to
feels
say? Am I allowed to say weenie?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, all right, just checking. You said no cursing. Weenie's like borderline.
Well, it all depends on the weenie.
That this is true. This is true.
I love the cowboy feel to the music as well.
Yeah, I think it's called swamp, like swamp music or something. It just seemed to kind of go because the story takes place in Florida and in South Florida, so that's all the palm trees, and then like that card. You can't really see it there, but I lived in South Florida, and I was always sort of just captivated by that moon, the moon over Miami thing, and so it's like when I like think about when I'm writing it, and I also did it. There's a pilot. It's like I've set it up also as a streaming series, which hopefully will be streaming as a series one day. But I've been focused on the book as opposed to that. But when I like on the pitch deck for the series, I kind of think of the moon as a character too. So there's, in that video, there's all these moons, and the dream girl. Here's another, just a little video. I think this is the first one that we put out.
Yeah, that's why I'm having it play in the background because it actually shows everything off.
Yeah, I think that was the first thing we put out when he put my publisher Blake, my son's Blake, and the publisher is Blake too.
I love that story.
Yeah, I think I told it on one of the shows, right?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, it was still just blows my mind. Yeah, so he put out like as sort of just a teaser. He put out part 1, which is called Stars. So the book is in 3 parts: stars, sun, and moon.
I love it.
Sort of. So as you can see, like and then we designed all these tarot cards. Because you can see in the trailer video, the tarot cards, and it's kind of a theme that runs throughout. And in book 2, which is called Dream Girl, the Dream Girl herself, Taria, is reading. She reads tarot cards, but also in the pilot, you can see her. She's going through tarot cards, but in the book itself, and actually, if you go back to that page with my photo and the little excerpt, yeah, so. They had just sort of accidentally were together, and they get a little tarot card reading, just sort of coincidentally. And the tarot card reader tells them that there's going to be heartbreak. And this is that scene, to kind of give it a little bit of context, right? He says, did she just really tell us our future? I ask. And have you been noticing the moon tonight, Jesse? Like it's been following us the whole time. In the sky, I can't help but stare back at it, hovering above palm fronds like some spooky wink that never opens. Don't worry, Taria whispers. She crawls across the seat and kisses me. Our moon's going to come. Well, there's a lot of context, and there's, she kind of does, she's magical. She can leave her body. She can astral travel. She can do a lot of different things, but she draws her power from the moon. And he's crazy about her. If you remember in the trailer, the love of his life, she shows up in his life and he's just blown away. It's but she won't have sex with him until their moon comes. So yeah, this is the other one. This it's like a short trailer with that uses the tarot cards.
Are you gonna have the tarot cards to sell?
I guess I could, inspired by Jayton. I was thinking about the same thing. I suppose, when, the property, is merchandising at that point, maybe the tarot cards will be viable.
I got to say, if you're going to do conventions, having the cards would be a bonus.
I can hook you over the printer.
I saw. So it's definitely a lot of things. And I would love to, it was funny because, Blake, my publisher, not Blake, my son, he's like, I think we ought to design some tarot cards with all the characters. And I was like, that there is a great idea. So this one, it just has like just 3 of them. Because that's like another whole thread in the story.
Right.
He's working in this, Jesse, the artist, and he's a super talented artist, and he's, working in this pizzeria, running money for a gambling ring, a crime ring. And then he meets the girl, he meets Taria, and she's like, you got to get away from that. You got to do your art. You can't, what are you doing working at this pizzeria? And, get on your path, do what the universe called you to do. But this is like the father he never had, who's also really supportive of his art. So there's that kind of tension, that conflict kind of going on too. But he's really, Angelo, the pizzeria owner, who will come up in a second, at least the tarot card version of him, his boss, Angelo. He's really supportive, and he's definitely, like I said, a father Jesse's never had. He's really supportive, but he's also really self-destructive. The guy's got a total death wish, and that's certainly not good for somebody who's got aspirations in life. And like, so she's like, you got to get out of there. It's really bad things are going to happen if you don't. And really bad things. What's that, Paul?
That's what I love about your stories, Cliff. With the whole Santa Claus, I think you get the trilogy right, and you got this. Your layering of the story is just amazing. There's so many different things happening at one time. Is just really, really cool stuff. I just love it. It's awesome.
Thank you, Paul. I appreciate it. Well, eventually there'll be a 3rd Santa Claus book.
We know that one already.
Yeah, the elves. It's funny. I was kind of, it's very funny, just because I'm about to start marketing them again, because it's like 'tis the season, and I'm thinking about which ones I'm going to post.
We're about to have Evan come back for Christmas.
Exactly. So I'm like, okay, which ones am I going to post? And I love the one where Santa's getting the rectal exam. You could probably find that on Instagram right now. But I was thinking about like rephrasing the because I think it says now on it, like it's starting to feel a lot like Christmas. Like where's it's right there, yeah, like right down that one. But I was kind of thinking of playing on the line. He's getting checked twice.
Oh, God. That's awful.
Oh my God.
I am dead. That's so funny.
Are you naughty or nice?
Exactly. He's making his list, and he's gotten checked twice, and so I'm going to repurpose these now. And then there's always the reindeer, and then there's this one's from Mrs. Claus, the one where she's
Oh, you got to see the reindeer.
That's right. Yeah, this one's the reindeer.
Here we go. And you can actually send me the Christmas cards.
Yeah, there's Christmas cards on the site. I think there's music on this one. Can you?
Sure. Hold on.
This one's funny. Yeah.
Let it get back to the beginning.
Yeah.
That's why everybody's dancing.
Oh, and this one, the little girl. Boom.
It's a Christmas.
Yeah, so the third one, Santa. Each one, Santa's like he's had it. He's like, it's just like I can't do it anymore. But it's funny. Like I drop my children off on Saturdays. They go to Polish school because my wife's from Poland, and there's always this like homeless guy. Like when I get back on the highway to go back home, I guess he like lives in the bushes or something, and he looks just like that Santa. And I was like,
he's keeping an eye on you.
Yeah, like who knows? You don't know like what these characters are really doing on the planet. That's really sort of what's interesting. This guy could be sort of like a star seed, like viewing people. You just don't know. And
well,
but
I've always thought the same thing. When he says he's keeping an eye on you, I said he's keeping an eye on you.
yeah. I mean, these myths come from somewhere, right?
Yep.
And so I was thinking, like, wow, maybe there's a fourth book with this guy, and it's like Santa's just like totally, he went the other way. Mrs. Claus, like
maybe he didn't go the other way. Maybe this is how he keeps an eye on you.
Maybe, yeah, or he's he's got like he's got helpers all around, and they're posing as homeless people. Yeah, that's Sean Astin with the book.
That's too cool.
So so I was kind of thinking about that. They're just fun, but the problem always is that they sort of have life for 2 months, and then it's like what to do with them for that time off. So I'm glad I have this other book now, and
because it's a spooky book, and it might be related to Halloween, but at the same time, who doesn't like spooky all year round?
Exactly. I mean, this stuff is what's in A Death Never Lived is I mean, it's an anytime, any place book, right? And I think I think in a lot of ways it's a metaphor for for everyone's life. If you're on the wrong path in life, where are you going to wind up? Kind of like George Harrison's the line from his, if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. And this is so the metaphor, but also he meets this girl who she leaves and breaks his heart, but she's in the background manipulating his destiny, to make sure he's going in the right place. So there's kind of that, like, what path are we on in life? But who are the people that direct us onto those paths? So it's kind of a metaphor for that. We all sort of have our mentors, our angels. Ralph, you and I, we've talked a lot of Joseph Campbell, right? Who are our allies?
Exactly.
Yeah, and
who's the mentor?
I think Dylan and Lane, you guys were talking in your stories, right? The Star Wars, it's a Joseph Campbell book basically, and who are Luke's allies? And who are his enemies. So it's so there's a lot of that kind of going on in the book too, but it's got that whole otherworldly thing going on because she's a real powerful being, and she can enter dreams. That's why she's Dream Girl. I mean, she's Dream Girl literally because she's the girl of his dreams, but she comes from his dreams. He's dreaming about her and making art of her, and then she manifests. So all that kind of stuff is happening in this new book, which is one of 3. She's the second one. Third one, I have no idea. And if I think about it too much, I get stressed out.
I said it's available, right, Cliff?
It's available now, yeah.
Where is it available?
On Amazon.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
excellent.
It's right there, and it's I think he put it. I think it's at Barnes and Noble's also. We can pull up. Let's see. Here. Let me see if there we go. I can do this.
Do you have a timeline for the third one, or no?
For the Christmas one or this one? Because I guess number 3 on both in both series are.
I guess I
don't know. No, he's always kind of. Here's the link in the private chat, Ralph. I don't know where he went, but I'm kind of like maybe a third of the way through the second book. There we go. Thank you, Ralph. But for the Christmas book, The Elves Strike Back, that's the third one. It's just not illustrated. And that one I've written. It's ready for an illustrator. I mean, Sonny, who Ralph knows, he's always eager to do it, but then he doesn't do it. So we'll see. I guess, it'll make its way into the world when it's meant to, I guess. The Elf Strike Back, that is. Speaking of a Star Wars reference.
The Elf Strikes Back.
Yeah, no, that one. But now, like I was saying, I was thinking about the the Santa who's homeless, and
That sounds like a whole other story. A whole
Should
other
be a
part of
spin-off.
it.
Yeah.
Spin-off.
Episode 4.
Yeah, exactly. Episode 4.
Exactly.
Santa's homeless.
And then he comes back because like in 3, I think Ralph, you know this, right? Because there's a couple of pictures of it that he did. He actually he's just so beside himself with like the way Christmas is gone, and he fires all the elves and.
That's right. I forget he showed me. Oh, you guys have shown me a couple of bits and pieces from book 3.
Yeah, I think it's on Instagram. There's like one picture, and he turns into Krampus, and the elves show up at his house, and they're like, yeah, I think they're like yelling at him. We liked you better when you were a mushroom shaman. I think because right there's like these myths from, I think from like Siberia, that with the flying reindeer and like the Amarita what's those mushrooms, the red and white mushrooms. So there's this whole there's like some of these Christmas stories are kind of related to psychedelics. It's kind of crazy. So I kind of stole that line, like with one of the elves yell at him, and like, we liked you better when you were a mushroom shaman. So
on that note, Cliff, I want to ask all you guys, because we talk a lot about writing and stuff here and creating. How do you start off with your lore? Where does your lore start? Do you start with lore, or do I start with?
That's an amazing question. Do I start? No, because I don't know. I just think my antenna is just always up, and where can I squeeze it in? Because I didn't start with like, okay, he's a mushroom shaman. It was like I was probably like listening to a podcast or something. Like maybe like Aubrey Marcus or something, one of these podcasts where they talk about like ayahuasca and, mushroom, things like that and whatever, or something. Maybe I don't know, something like that. Cause I like to read about this stuff and listen to it. And I was like, oh, and there was like this guy talking about like all of this stuff and like what they were doing. I mean, this is crazy. Like this lore that you're talking about, Ralph, like that myth about Santa, it's really about psychedelics and that those red and white mushrooms were just like they would feed the like the way to use them to facilitate the hallucinogens in those mushrooms. They had to feed them to reindeer and then drink the reindeer pee, urine. And that's, it's crazy. And then
sounded like they're doing shrooms when they came up with that.
But it sounds wild, right? But there's you can look it up. The mythology is there, like out in Siberia.
I don't doubt it, but that makes sense. And they're in Siberia. That makes sense.
And then somehow, something to do with the yurts. They're like living in yurts, and there's the chimney, and that's. And then when they're hallucinating, the reindeers are flying and all this. So that's. I was listening to it one day, and I was like, and it was probably around the time I was writing the elves, and it was like that line came. So you ask about where the lore comes from. I don't know. I think I'm attuned to it, and I read and listen to a lot of weird stuff. Aliens and and.
I would say the same thing. As writers, if anybody ever looked at our Google history search,
exactly.
I'll be in trouble.
And for example, like it's Halloween. Like I love. I don't know if you guys have heard of her, Dolores Cannon.
Yeah.
She was was a hypnotist, like one of the original practitioners of developing this hypnotism for like past life regressions, and she was like channeling aliens and all this crazy stuff. And in one of her books, she's like talking about like walk-ins where a being like walks in and like takes over the spirit of another being. And it's like, okay, well, that's pretty wild stuff. But then I went, I got little children, and trust me, I was probably the only one in the theater thinking this. We went to see the Stitch movie, the live action one.
Yeah.
You guys saw? Did you see that movie?
I
Yeah.
haven't seen it yet.
I know what you're talking. I already know what you're
And there's
saying.
a walk-in. The two guys are like they're the gay lovers, and then the aliens walk into their bodies and take over
Yep.
their bodies. And I'm thinking,
Yep.
like, I can't even believe there's a walk-in in the Stitch movie. So this is stuff. This is stuff that's like in the Dolores Cannon books.
I want to say that the fact is that, folks, most mythologies have truth in them, and it's a good that you know this. Dylan and Lane, how does it go for you guys with the lore?
Well, it totally depends on the story for us, because actually, as you're talking about that, my immediate thought was our next project that we have been working on, that we've been pitching to publishers, and we're going to hopefully start writing the script for soon, which is completely different from Starside. And we've probably talked about it with you before.
Oh, it's me, yeah.
It's the devil himself. Yeah. It's a Victorian thriller, and the idea came from a real urban legend in the Victorian era in London, and then we kind of like turned it into a real thing with like roots in the history of that area and like what was going on with like the Industrial Revolution and things like that. And so like the lore definitely came first with that, because we heard about this urban legend and then we sort of built the story from the lore. But and then I don't know, like Starside, I mean, Dylan came up with like all the lore first, I guess, too.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it kind of is, I feel like it's partially inspired by like real things. Like it might just be a small thing, whether like a thing in history or even like something that, you know, you like watched happen in a small scale, but then you think about like, what's this, but in a heightened scale? I don't know. You know, it's just like a lot of that's kind of where a lot of that stuff comes from, at least for us. I'm sure.
Get you.
What was that?
As we completely get you, because especially as a dungeon master, when it comes to like, you have to have as much lore as possible. So I know exactly what you're saying. You get all these bits and pieces, they all come together, they form the story, but sometimes they come from so many different directions and from unknown places where people will be surprised that you got it from.
Yeah,
and I think they come. I think it's always good when they're details.
Yeah,
like when you're populating, you're using it for detail and context in some ways, and maybe even like I was talking about the mushroom shaman line and the elves. Like when something just sort of like that's so unexpected within the context of a Christmas story, just to get a laugh.
Yeah,
so. But I think just have the antenna up for it is.
Oh, definitely. Especially as a creative, you always need to be open for everything. And
exactly.
Jay, I wanted to ask, because you got that dungeon master background, and this is a lot of lore you created for a card game.
Yeah.
Some people probably be like, "What?" But if you've never played Magic the Gathering,
I know.
So how about you, Jay? Where does your lore come from?
I honestly cannot even take credit for the lore. My partner Jeff has been doing the lore since day one. I will say though, from my DMing days, I don't know. Like I just find something and it just kind of piles on from there, and then it's like, oh, that'd be cool if this happens. Like there was one campaign that I made, for the last D&D campaign I ever ran, actually, and that was like 3-4 years ago. It was around this whole thing about like the depraved, and it was almost like kind of like zombies, but instead of like undead, it was more just like rabid, like rabies, and like just vicious. And I honestly don't even know where I got that from. I probably saw something. I probably saw like some like budget horror movie and was like, oh, that would be cool to play in. So
I don't know about you, but Old Yeller freaked me out, Jay. So
lore is amazing because it comes from everywhere.
Yeah, for
sure.
As a
dungeon master.
Yeah, but yeah, no, my partner Jeff does all the lore for Hit Point, so I can't even take credit for that.
But when you guys were doing the boxes, you were doing some of the lore for the boxes, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Because I
At
know
that point, it
this,
was
this comes from one of the lores from one of the boxes that you didn't get to do.
yes. Well, actually, okay. So Jeff
Mhm.
did that lore.
Right.
So back when we were doing the boxes, we worked with different writers for each box, and they
Yep.
kind of gave us the that content and that lore for each story. And so the right before we were going to do so our first set here, our lore is the corruption of Hosphere, and Hosphere is a forever autumn forest with a giant, like, massive world tree in the middle, and there's a corruption that's spreading. No one really knows where it's coming from, but it's taking over and just killing the foliage. It's turning the animals and everything like evil. And so that first came about in our last, it would have been our last box when we did the candles, or our box of tall tales, and we ended up closing shop right before we put that together.
Yeah.
So it was a cool kind of segue into how we started the lore for this game.
Lore. Lore is
More
amazing,
lore.
folks. You make sure you keep your lore, and I think it's important because we touched upon it. You constantly have to be paying attention because it comes from everywhere. And I'm a big proponent of the fact that stories, story ideas, all that stuff comes from everywhere as long as you're paying attention. Because one of the biggest things I hear from people is like, I have nothing to write, Ralph. And I'm like, no, you have stuff to write. You just don't think it's interesting.
Mhm. Or don't have the will to write it.
Exactly. Because that's the other thing. It's like, oh, how do I write, Ralph? You write. And then they go, why are you gatekeeping? I'm like,
No.
dude, just write.
Don't
One of my
gatekeep.
original mentors said to me, we used to say all the days, like, rule 1, put your ass in the chair. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But people they don't see it though. It's like because they feel like there's some secret that I'm keeping from them, which is one of the reasons I started the written and the show was because I got tired of trying to explain all that, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do some videos. You watch the videos, and that'll explain everything. There's no secrets, folks. Just write.
Yeah.
And then there's the other thing, which comes with
And write it again.
Yeah. With all creation, it's one thing that comes with it is the fact that if you don't do something, if you don't take that first step, you have nothing to critique. You have nothing to see
Right.
where you're going. You don't know where you're going if you haven't been somewhere.
Yeah, everything is iteration,
Mhm.
Yeah, totally.
You got to just get started.
And really, that's you remind me of a friend of mine. He always used to say, "What's the hardest 2 words for any screenwriter to write?" Fade in.
That is true.
Yeah.
And it's funny we're talking all this because history is an amazing thing. And Paul, why don't you tell the people what you do?
Well, I wanted to add to the lore conversation. So, I think, when it comes to time enforcers, I'm finding so much in my research just through the historical figures that I'm seeing, it kind of writes itself. But the other thing I want to add was do everything that the Marvel Universe isn't doing. So I'm sick of the sacred timeline. That's 1. And then 2, I get so much lore from this show. It's unbelievable. Vin Deluxe was on earlier this summer, and he does the whole Brooklyn kaiju event, and so that sparked me to come up with lore for episode 3. So I'm pretty excited about that. That was a huge plug to you, Ralph. You missed it.
I didn't miss anything. I'm just being distracted.
But in all seriousness, Ralph had another guest on probably about 2 months ago, and they were talking about Native Americans, and he created a short film called Pow Wow. It's just like, it's so cool. I'm getting inspired for lore through this show, so that's why I hate to say it, I'm kind of serving two little purposes here. I like appearing on this show with Ralph. It's so much fun, but I'm really sucking ideas from it at the same time, so it's really cool.
How dare you?
Paul's antenna is always up.
Yeah, you gotta be aware. You keep your
Totally,
ears to
man.
the ground and
Totally.
just never know where you're gonna find out information. It's so cool.
Exactly, but that's exactly goes to what we were just talking about, is the fact that you constantly have to be paying attention, have to be because as writers, we are the studiers of humanity. We are the purveyors of history. We are the divers of all this stuff that comes together to form these stories. You know, and again, it's the whole place where it's coming from, where people go, I don't know where you pull it out from.
You have to be curious. Like you have to be asking questions in your mind. Like so many of our story ideas came from just like, what if this? And then you just have to be, asking questions and wondering what if and imagining scenarios.
Which is sad, because this world just doesn't want you to do any of that. It doesn't want you to one of the worst things is as a kid, you're constantly being told not to be a dreamer, not to dream, not to, and they take away the dreaming, they take away the magic, they take away all that stuff, they take it away from you.
Is the homework.
It's like Uncle Buck, right? Where Uncle Buck goes to the school and like the kids there, and it's like the teacher's chastising her for being a dreamer and calls her a blasphemer.
Oh,
I love that movie. Sorry.
That movie's good. That movie's solid.
It's anything with John Candy is.
oh my God, yeah.
She's
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the documentary?
Not yet.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Ryan Reynolds like dove into that thing and got all those people together. I think he produced it, and it looks really good. But I love John Candy. I'm a big Spaceballs guy. I'm Mog. I'm half man, half dog.
I think Uncle Buck's going to be in my top 10 of movies. That and Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. So, in terms of comedies, they're just so funny. Some Like It Hot. Now I'm digressing.
Some Like It Hot is
the
greatest last line in any movie ever.
Typo.
Love that ending.
Just
Nobody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect. How edgy was that for back then?
Totally ahead of its time. It was great.
Oh my God.
That's why when I get
That
into
whole last scene.
when I get into any of those woke arguments, I'm like, dude, you guys just haven't been paying attention.
Well, keep it with Halloween. It finally got freaking Young Frankenstein back on the streaming services.
Oh
so
yeah, I love John.
I was watching that on Sunday for like the 20 millionth time. It's so funny. I love that movie.
All right, Paul, come on, you're moving away from time.
Sorry, yeah. So Time Enforcers. So yeah, we just appeared at EdTech Week last week actually, and we had a great time. Met a lot of influencers in the education technology industry and community. It was really a phenomenal event. Virtual capital VCs, venture capitalists were there, along with also a lot of teachers, a lot of superintendents. Had a great time. You could see on the table, we've actually developed a curriculum for Time Enforcers for 5th to 10th graders. It actually offers a mission booklet for the kids to go through, and what I call my back to basics education program. Everything's like going to AI now, but it's like everyone's in their phones or on their tablets. And I think we have to kind of take a step back and go back to basics and actually do journaling on a daily basis, not in your computer, but actually on pen and paper. And that's what that mission journal does. And don't get me wrong, the game is going to play into the curriculum as well, but it'll offer a no penalty quiz for kids to move through the whole process. And then, we have a full teacher's guide too, where we've developed a back end for the teachers. So it makes it as frictionless as possible for them to implement this program in their schools. So I'm pretty excited about it. Really got a great feedback. Almost everyone I talked to was a history teacher at one point in their life or not. And they just saw the real value in this because everything is STEM, which is important. But, I think the humanities are kind of getting left behind. And I think they're really important, especially nowadays where, people are making decisions and not really knowing the background in terms of, has this been around before or not? Is it really worthwhile? Is this a venture we want to go down? And history provides all that to us. It really highlights those individuals that did something extraordinary. And I'm finding it with every research that I do, and the characters I find and the people that lived and the cultures they lived in. They overcame a lot of diversity adversity, and they actually had to go about and do things differently to get things done right. So it's been a fascinating project for me. I love the fact that I'm going down this road even further, and it's getting more ingrained, and it's become a lot more fun. So as much work as it's been, it's just I really enjoy doing it. We have we've teamed up with Fractured Atlas. It's actually a fiscal sponsorship where we're trying to raise $1,000. Once we raise $1,000 through Fractured Atlas, we'll then be able to go after grants like through the National Endowment for the Humanities, which I think is pretty important in terms of getting those funds in. It'll help me, one, hire talent, but also expand the education project even further. And I want to do a couple shout outs, if I could, to people who've donated to the campaign from this show, which is great. I got John from Child Protection Possession Services who made a donation. So I really appreciate John doing that. And a shameless plug to George, who made a donation as well to the campaign. So I really appreciate those efforts on those guys' part for doing that. I just, again, it's just, this is a project that is, really warms my heart. It really makes it something that I want to do and really turn kids on to history. There's really no reason why you can't have fun, learning about history as you go through this. It's not a boring subject matter. Yeah, it is if you have to learn dates and all that kind of garbage, but it's really learning about the people and where they lived and what they did. And that's really more important than memorizing, what date the Roman Empire fell. It makes no sense. You'll never use it again. So it's kind of cool stuff in that regard.
Yeah, folks, you got to check him out and you got to help out the professor because the professor needs help. Only you can help save time.
Any donation, $1, $2, I don't care. I mean, I just want to spread the word. And, we do have like a Kickstarter set up through Fractured Atlas where if you make a monetary donation, I do offer some swag as well. So there's fair market values assigned to that, and you'll get some swag along with your donation, which I'm happy to provide. So it's all fun stuff.
Well, just to sort of pick up on Paul, my children love the swag. They wear the shirts. We got the magnets on the refrigerator.
Yeah, it's awesome stuff, right? I think Ralph's got a magnet too. Don't you have a magnet, Ralph? There we go. Detective Nico time. We actually have him. He's going to be posted on social media very soon. Created a video for him. It's really, and Ralph did the voiceover. It's totally fantastic. I love it. Such a cool thing.
I feel like a detective.
Yeah, you're Detective Nico time. Because when time bites, it bites back.
Time bites. Time bites back.
Too much fun. It's almost.
I'm noir character, so this was just too much fun.
Sounds great, and just like I found a great soundtrack for it, so I'll be posting that this week. I'm trying to get my head above water with everything else that's going on. So,
well, you had like an interesting 2 weeks in a row where things were like all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, I had EdTech Weeks last week, and next week I got the NJEA in Atlantic City. So that's a big teacher conference. I'll see how that goes. A couple days.
You're starting to do what we were talking about, Paul. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's great.
And folks,
that's where your market is.
Here because Cliff and Paul had a conversation.
Yes, and then we had a conversation. We had a conversation without you, Ralph.
How dare you?
Yeah, like I said, I get all my good ideas from the show. I just don't tell Raphael about them. So,
you know what, Paul? I get all my good ideas from the show. No, let me stop. Actually, do get my good ideas from the show. Oh my God, folks! It is a lot of fun here at Bitten AppleTV. I've been doing this for 10 years. 10 years we have been Bitten AppleTV. 10 years this October. Yes, we were at the TikTok Diner 10 years ago, right after Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con. And we were sitting there going, because we were doing this for somebody else, we said, we can do this for ourselves. And bam, we did it for ourselves. Folks,
that's all it takes.
I put it into effect, man. I tell you to do stuff, but I do stuff. You got to do stuff in order to make things happen. 10 years.
Happy anniversary.
Congrats.
It's funny because Dylan and Lane has been around for a good majority of that.
Yeah, it's true, actually.
Early
Yeah.
on.
Thanks.
Yeah, we met them early on.
Yeah.
We met you guys at Phil's show, right?
Phil
Rustin?
No, not PhilCon. PowCon.
At PowCon
Was it PowCon first?
That was our second one.
that we ever did.
So I did meet you guys at PowCon.
Probably,
God.
yeah.
That was a long time ago.
2019, yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, see, it's all fun and memories here, folks. And here's the other funny thing. Cliff right there. I've known him for a long time. What was it? Dude, I think you were there for our second year or our first, you were there for our first New York Comic Con, because I think that was 2016.
Was it the first one? You sure seemed like you had like you were a bit entrenched already.
Oh, you were doing it for somebody else. That made it easy.
Oh, that's right. Oh, okay. Now I remember. But that, oh god, that was
Yeah.
fun.
So
When we first launched,
yeah,
Cupid's Farewell Christmas, and like you guys came over and interviewed us. And we had our shotgun Santa.
Folks, if you get a chance to see Cliff and his Christmas book at a con, you have to go do it. Yeah, because you'll get an interesting Santa.
Well, yeah, for sure. We'll start doing it again. I have these other projects. I have like 3 books that I want to get illustrated, and it's just a lot, But I got 2 small children, so it's hard sometimes to get to do everything.
I know what you're saying.
I just sort of I bite off a piece of the apple at a time, so to speak, Ralph.
I feel that too.
Mm-hmm. But you're there in the trenches.
Yeah. Well, that's why I don't really have a costume for Halloween this year.
That's why I have a paw. That's why I have a paw.
You lose track of time so easily.
That's why I have Magnum PI.
My daughter, she's going to be a chick because she loves ducks, and we couldn't find a duck costume, so I've defaulted to a rooster. So,
well, my daughter's going to be 7, and she's all about the K-pop demon hunters.
I can't lie, I am too.
Yeah.
She's gotten me. Yeah, she's gotten me on board, and my son, who he wants to be Jimmy Page, basically. But actually he's got a little Weird Al in him, so she'll play all the K-pop stuff, and he'll be changing the lyrics.
Nice.
That's funny.
Oh, we loved doing that when we were kids.
Oh my god,
We still do it now.
I still love doing it.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, of course I do it all the time. That's the secret.
It's one of the great joys of life is changing the lyrics of songs, and Weird Al made an industry of it. So bless him for that.
You guys see Weird? The Weird
The Al
Al story?
Yankovic story.
Oh
No.
yeah,
Oh my,
it's a
great.
good movie.
So good.
Great.
Good movie, folks. Good movies. Go check it out. Oh my god,
A documentary or
it's a
Sure.
it's a documentary.
It is
A
a
mockumentary.
biopic.
the biopic? Okay.
It's a biopic just imagine Weird Al doing a biopic.
Yeah.
Does he play himself? Because that would be pretty
No.
awesome.
Daniel Radcliffe plays
probably
him.
the role of
Okay.
Of his career, yeah.
I gotta say, Daniel really
I
looked
don't know what else
like
he came from.
Weird
Yeah.
Al.
Daniel Radcliffe from Weird, the Al
Yeah,
Yankovic
that's
story.
right. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm since we're doing the anniversary stuff here, I'm going to share something here. Hold on. I did this to Frank, so now I'm going to do it to Cliff.
Oh, you have old footage of me? Oh, there we go with Sonny Quinn.
Oh my God! Here we go. Watch this.
Bar is talking to you straight from Comic-Con. We're here with Cliff and Sonny, and we have this beautiful book here called Cupid's Farewell Christmas. And it's just a delightful adult fare, and we are here to find out more.
Well, it's a children's book for adults featuring a burnt-out Santa and a runaway reindeer on Christmas Eve.
That is just amazing. Just amazing. So tell us more about it.
Well, it all came about that I was doing a reading for it, and people were just howling, with Santa with his foul mouth. And someone came up to me and said, "Oh, you should make a children's book for adults out of this, like that book, Go the Fuck to Sleep." And I said, "That is a good idea." So I called.
Hey, that's funny. The video occurs before any of us.
So I kept it clean, Ralph, and then.
So, folks, I know Cliff has been coming on the show a lot, and you guys have been wondering who Sonny was. There he is.
That's it. And Sonny is. He looks like he got a kick out of that comment.
He definitely did. So this is 8 years ago.
Wow.
I've known you
That's
for
right.
8 years.
That's right.
Oh my God, I love doing this. I love going back with the videos because, folks, what we used to do was before the pandemic. What we used to do was we would go to the conventions and we do this full interview with the beautiful 35mm camera and our nice mic. That's what we used to do. That's how I've met all these beautiful people.
You get around, Ralph.
Yeah, that's 10 years.
It's a long time.
That is a lot of time. Oh man, I was waiting to see if Shannon came back because she had to go do something. But she'll be here on Wednesday when we do the Spooktacular, which is this Wednesday on the Written Rent. We'll have the big Spooktacular, and it'll be all spooky and stuff. And some people might show up in costume. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Oh man. And of course, you saw a little bit of it before. Let me put this back up because you know what time it is, folks. It is time for. Do you know what time it is, Paul?
Oh, shameless plug.
Yes, folks, it's time for.
I should know that by now. I don't know why it took so long. Sorry, synapses aren't firing quite yet.
Our friend Jorge Medina has his Kickstarter going on right now. It's called The Shameless Plug. This guy is cute as a button. And ever since I found out that it was called The Shameless Plug, I've been doing shameless plugs.
I think I already hit him up this episode already, Ralph. You kind of slowed it.
It was funny. You said it, and I put up for a second, I put it up, and I know everybody was like, why is Ralph putting up this Kickstarter? Folks, go check it out. This is a fantastic book. And of course, him and his pal are doing a beautiful art swap type of thing because Forbidden is out at the same time. So go check both of them out. If you support both of them, you get a special art piece. Ooh, I should show it off. You get a special art piece from the artist of Forbidden and the creator of Forbidden, where he will do this. You gotta see this, and I'm about to show it off.
Oh, this is with the cover again, right?
Oh,
I
yeah.
love this. The cover's cool.
Look at that. It's a mixture of Forbidden and the Shameless Plug. So, folks, as you can tell, I'm having way too much fun with this. And let's see. So there's Shameless Plug, Forbidden, Starside. I think. Oh, that's right. Our friend Charles W. Morgan, which you guys saw last week here on the show, is doing his live Kickstarter throw right now with Phil Russert on a different channel. So this should be live already. Let's find out.
Yes, it is. I'm looking at it now.
There it is, folks. He's at $140, 2 backers, 29 days to go. His show started at 8:30, so they probably just went live a little while ago. So go support this. This is fantastic. And you know what? I'm going to play the videotape. You might hear somebody you might know.
Attack after attack on Triff and I has been difficult. Keeping Cutter and Cutter in the black has been difficult. Life is difficult. Staying alive is difficult. Detective work without Dalton has been difficult. Jabba's drug mafia syndicate has it out for us, and I'm in no mood to stop the investigation now, even though the chief of police has ordered us to stop. Jabba doesn't have the resources on his own to pull off a shipment of this scope. And Triff and I will find out who's bankrolling this operation. Even if it kills me, I'll do whatever it takes, no matter who it is.
Yeah, they had a delay, so they premiered it today. You saw the date at the end. That's the only reason I'm explaining that. Folks, I'm going to put the link in the comment section there so you guys can go support him right now. It is a great book, and I'm not just saying that because I have something to do with the trailer. I love myself a good detective story, and this is a pretty good detective story. And I love my noir, and this is pretty much noir. There it goes, folks, right into the comment section. Go help out our friend Charles W. Morgan. He is an amazing artist, and this is all his baby. And of course, right now they're live with Phil Russert over by where Phil Russert does his shows. Oh man, and let's see. I think that is everything, and now we go back to Dylan Lane. Where can they find you? Tell them all the good stuff. Go for it.
All right. Well, search for Starside on Kickstarter. Click that link in the comment section to go right to our Kickstarter page. We're also on Instagram at Starside Comic. All one word, no dashes or anything. And starsidecomic.com is our website. Super simple, should be easy to find. Yeah, those are the ways to find us. We only have 9 days left in this campaign. We want to finish it out strong. So go please check it out, and we hope you like it if you do.
Folks, you're going to love this thing. It's amazing. I've collected each issue one by one. So I did it the old-fashioned way, the real way, folks. I'm not saying that about you guys.
But we know it's here for people like you. If you have all the issues already and you for whatever reason don't want the collected volume, you don't like collecting things, but you want merch, we have a merch only team. Like, I have all the issues, I don't want the story, but give me some stuff and let me support you. So we've got that option.
Well, that's what we're always gonna do. Give me some stuff.
Yeah.
Is the stuff here on the Kickstarter?
I believe there's pictures of like some of the add-ons and then the extra stuff that we have.
Yeah. So the new rewards we
beautiful
have
book.
for this, besides the books, are a keychain, sticker sheet, and bookmark. Kept it pretty simple this time around.
I mean,
I got my beautiful pin from you guys.
It's a very long time, so we just kind of thought the other stuff not as important, but we just wanted more simplistic rewards to kind of help us going with this. Sorry.
Oh, look, a keychain.
Yeah, I like it.
There goes all the issue covers right there.
Here they are.
Oh, beautiful. There's the patch.
A couple of patches still left over from previous campaigns.
Here's my pride and joy.
Us too.
I love the symbol. It feels so sci-fi. I feel like it's like one of those marks of some imperial soldier or something.
Yeah, totally like a military pin on it.
Oh, definitely. That's what it feels like when I put it on. That's what I'm like. Look at my blips.
There is lore attached to the symbol, but
true.
Not
revealed yet.
Yeah.
Ooh,
there's lore and everything, man.
That's right.
That's what you want. You want lore for everything that you have. Come on. And folks, look at this stuff. It's just amazing. It's just beautiful. They really do dive into their lore. I love having conversations with Dylan and Lane. At the conventions, we'll just geek out and start talking story and writing and all that stuff. That's why I love having them on the show.
Being here.
Oh my God, we've had so many great conversations, and it started off from the first time. That first time we got deep into like lore conversation, into writing conversation, into story conversation.
Yeah, it's so fun to talk about.
Folks. Goosebumps. Oh man. So let's see. Jay, go for it. Tell the people all the good stuff.
Yeah. So you can find us at hitpointgame.com. From there, we have links to everything. We have Instagram at hitpointgame. Our Discord link is on there. All of our events are on there. I don't know who's local to Long Island, but definitely check out our events page if you want to come learn to play. We have a bunch of ambassadors and other people in the community that like to run things. So there's plenty to check out. And if, like I said before, if you're even just a little bit curious, join the Discord, ask some questions, make some friends. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All I gotta say, folks, is come at me. Come at me, bro.
Yeah.
Come get me. I got a special card.
How do you find this stuff? I mean, it's like you pull this stuff out. It's like you have so much stuff. Where do you find it? Like instantly, you're like, "Oh, I got it here. Oh wait, I got this pin. Oh wait,
This is a bag of tricks.
Oh my God!
it's like
Cliff,
a magician.
go for
It's
it.
like
Tell
let me pull
them
something
the
else out of my
good
head. Give me a second.
Cliff, tell them the good news. Go for it.
The good news. I think probably the best place to really explore the good news would be on the Instagram page. It's on the private chat. I put the new handle. You used to. You can certainly find the book on Amazon. I think he put it on Barnes and Noble as well. And if we had done this a week earlier, it was right. He's got the ebook up there even, but it was the ebook was free last week, and I think it's still.
It might still be free because when I went looking for the book, there was a free option for the ebook.
Yeah, I think last week it was free, and now it's still free if you're like a Kindle member.
Okay, there you go.
Is that what it says there? But there's a link tree on
Oh, this definitely is on the Instagram.
Yeah, on the Instagram, _Clifford_Evan_. Yep, there I am. Like I was telling you, Ralph. Yeah, that's my link tree.
See all the beautiful links and all the beautiful stuff. You can get your Cupid's farewell. You can get your Death Never Lived.
Yes, and Mrs. Claus Tells All. I think it's through the same link.
Yeah, it's both books and one here. Yeah.
Yes. So on Amazon, and I think that what else? No, I think that's the place. The link tree it's the link tree.
I gotta say, I love link trees. It's always interesting to see what people put on their link tree.
I just put a lot of branches, pardon the bad pun. Because there's a bunch of stuff. So hopefully, every time I'm on here, I seem to be talking about that elf book. So I think I got to get Sunny.
It has to happen, man. It has to happen.
It does have to happen. And I got like 3 other books that I really need to get illustrated. I told you about it, right? The one about the diaper world. That one.
Cliff is another person I have a lot of conversations with.
Yeah, exactly. So one of these shows, they'll be like, "Oh, look, hey, another one's done."
That's true.
So, but right now, Death Never Lived. It's got me occupied, and then to write Dream Girl, on the heels of it, because my publisher, he's like, "Well, gotta get that second book." So,
I know how it is.
Yeah,
and of course, I wanted to show this off because I love this. You guys love cute. This is the thing for you. You like D&D. This is the thing for you. You know what? I'm gonna let the video talk for itself. Hold on a second, because this is just something that you guys out there are gonna want to do and be a part of. Actually, let's see. Where the hell did I put that? There it goes.
Welcome to Fur Haven Adventures. Venture to the animal world of Aloria, where magic simmers beneath the surface and ancient legends echo through every land. Discover a continent alive with history, lore, and heart, from peaceful villages to haunted ruins and storm-lashed shores. Begin as younglings living on a humble farm in Daisy Shire, raised by your guardians Eridor and Elowin. The world is changing. Whispers of chaos creep across the land, drawing you into adventure. Along the way, you'll meet new friends and unlock powerful classes: Necromancer, Fire Dancer, Alchemist, Arcane Smith, and Blade Weaver. The Fur Haven Adventures campaign book is packed with 5 epic, interconnected quests. Each chapter a sweeping journey across the reaches of North Den. Dive into detailed maps, vibrant character art, memorable NPCs, and deep lore. Explore haunted catacombs where dragon spirits whisper secrets to the living. Unravel conspiracies in royal halls high above Featherwood. Plunge into sunken cities where a necromantic order threatens to rise. battle land-sailing pirates on the northern shores, and confront a god of chaos in the Shattered Tower where reality itself is at stake. This campaign goes beyond the book. We offer a full set of 3D printable minis, dice towers, GM screens, exclusive dice sets, neoprene map mats, and more. Makers can even license STL files to print and sell. Every pledge helps unlock new minis, stretch goals, and campaign rewards. Your journey begins with a whisper, but where it ends is up to you. For Haven Adventures, 5 epic quests, 5 new classes, 1 unforgettable campaign.
So I'm so happy. Last week I lost the video, but you guys, it's just great. If you want a beginning or beginner's campaign, Fate's End is one of those things, and these guys are cute as a button, folks. And we're gonna have them on the show soon to talk about all the beautiful stuff that they're doing. They're doing pretty well right now, but with these kind of campaigns, you need to make as much money as possible because it costs a lot of money to make this stuff. Yeah, I know Jay knows that. When you're making games, oh man, Jay, has it been that expensive for you guys? Because I know it's a lot of because you guys got the cards and the dice. How's that been for you guys?
You're talking about in terms of the starter,
bringing it all together, making it happen, because you know how putting all this stuff together and how much it really costs, and then how much you need to make.
Yeah, well, it's weirdly, it's odd which things drive up the price. If say we talk about a booster box, booster box has the box with a bunch of booster packs in it, right? That box is the most expensive thing. The dice you could get cheap, the card printing is not expensive, but it's the box and the packaging that's so expensive. And from what you held up, that box looks like pretty high quality stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I could imagine that's a good chunk of it too. Does it have the inline foil and stuff like that too? I didn't get a
the box doesn't have foil, but there's a bunch of stuff in that box.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Some nice stuff in that box.
Right. And then I'm sure that might have custom what do they call them? Inserts, to separate things and
that's just the box.
Wildly expensive.
It's not even the book. Folks, it's a great game. We're gonna have them on the show. I'm actually considering doing a big D&D type of thing. Have a couple of the guys that we usually know and put them all together on one show and see what happens. Roll for initiative. Folks, I think that is everything for tonight. Anybody else got anything to say before we go?
I like to pitch my thing one more time, if that's okay.
No. Go, Paul. Show it off.
Okay. So if you still want to get Time Enforcers Episode 1, you can find it on your app store. If you don't know which app store to go to, timeenforcers.com/get. We're all over social media at Time Enforcers. Really easy to find us. And then the last thing is Fractured Atlas. If you want to make a tax-deductible donation, you can take it off your taxes for next year. It's go.timeenforcers.com/FA. F as in Frank, A as in Anthony. So it should be good to go. Any donation would be greatly appreciated. Thanks.
Folks, this is a great game right now. It's only $2 in the App Store. You want to play it. It is fantastic. And, of course, there's going to be so much stuff added to it. Believe me, I've been seeing a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, and you want to be in on this right now.
Episode 2 is looking really hot. I can't be so modest, but I'm really excited about Episode 2. Really cool.
Especially if you guys like the game, the shooting game, 1941, you're gonna love this.
Amelia Earhart goes to town. That's all I gotta say.
Oh my God, folks! I'm happy to bring you all these beautiful people because I've considered them friends, and as you've seen, I've known them for a long time now. I think everybody here I've known for at least 4 or 5 years. I think Paul's the youngest guy.
Yeah, I only been around a year and a half, so I'm pretty late.
I learned long ago that if you're playing Final Fantasy, you gather the team and you keep them.
So, Cliff, I'm waiting for my book on Monday. I ordered a copy from you, bud. Good to go.
Oh, well, thank you. That
Next time you see you, sign it, all right?
Anytime. And I'm waiting for my copies from my publisher. The last time I spoke to him last week, and he's like, "Well, I haven't really gotten the proofs yet." Like, but that was, I guess the 17th, but someone wrote me today and showed me a picture of it with it in her hand, and she's like, "It looks great." And okay,
so it does exist. It's a good thing.
It does exist. I mean, I see it digitally, and yeah, so yeah, it exists. So thank you, Paul, and to everyone out there in Bitten Apple land, would love to hear your comments and reviews are totally amazing. So
I got to tell you, folks,
maybe there's a Christmas book in your future if you write me a really nice review.
I got to tell you, folks,
I would
reviews
make
are
that
important.
Deal. Yeah,
because as writers, as creators, we don't really get reviews. We either get I didn't like this or I love this, and nobody ever tells you anything.
Oh, you want to hear something so funny just because we're on this and about reviews? Somebody didn't write a review, but made a comment about Mrs. Claus on Amazon.
Uh-oh.
I was like, did this guy even read the book? He's like, it seems like Mrs. Claus wants a divorce. I'm like, in what universe? She's like adores Santa and like saves Christmas and like is kissing him at the end. Like, what divorce? I'm like, dude, this is just, do you know how to read? And the book takes literally 7 minutes to read. So where did you close your eyes and miss something and to think that she wants a divorce?
But I think a lot of people don't read anything. I feel like they make their opinion up and they don't even read a thing.
Yeah, I mean that's factually incorrect. I will say that. That's I'll just leave it at that.
Confirmed from the source. No divorce, Mrs. Claus.
No divorce at all.
I gotta update my wiki. Hold on, my fan wiki.
I guess the last thing I will say is, of course, Shannon's not here right now. She will be here on Wednesday, but go check out Shannon and all the beautiful spooky things that Shannon does on Paraflix, because she is one of the hostess of Paraflix. And if you love ghost hunting and you love all that supernatural stuff like I do, and I miss all my supernatural hunting or ghost hunting shows because they all disappeared off the face of the earth, go check out Paraflix. It is a great streaming service where you can get all that beautiful stuff that you are missing because they don't give it on other channels anymore. Paraflix, with, of course, Shannon Michelle Collins. And I think that is totally it. And on this show, when it ends, I press a button and this happens. So Santa said, ho, ho, ho. And I said, ha, ha.